Is this 21 DM 75?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes.
ACF versus Tyler Cook.
Yes, sir.
And you are Tyler Cook,
Yes, sir.
and you're Lydia Cook.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Ms. Harper, what do we got?
So, Your Honor, I spoke with the parties prior to court entering the room. They both agreed to modify the father's income on the child support worksheet to 41,800 per month or per year. Sorry. And I spoke with Mr. Cook after that. There's agreement to everything else on the child support worksheet, but he does not agree with the final number on the worksheet. He essentially is in disagreement because of the cost of living. I explained the child support worksheet's a calculator, and the numbers that go in make the number that comes out. But he wanted to speak with you about this.
Okay. Go ahead, Mr. Cook.
I'm just wondering if it's actually going to raise it and like basically an extra 250 a month out of my pocket when it's already hard enough to live and be able to travel on my own expenses to get halfway to be able to get my kids and back. Because it cost of living's gone up a lot, especially with the bills and everything. Natural gas has jumped $4 a gallon this year alone. It's not cheap anymore to live, and neither is food.
And that's true for Miss Cook as well, and for the kids
Yes, it
as
is.
well. So, what is the distance you're traveling for visitation?
Well, as of now, since they finally got a vehicle that's not breaking down on them, I am traveling an hour and a half to 2 hours, basically, depending on weather.
The courtroom session begins as the judge calls the case of Tyler Cook versus Lydia Cook. It's a child support modification hearing where both parents are present. Before the hearing began, the court officer spoke with both sides about adjusting Tyler's reported income on the official child support worksheet. The updated income figure is set at $41,800 per year. While both parties agree with most of the numbers on the worksheet, Tyler disagrees with the final payment amount. Concerned about rising living expenses, he asked the judge for a chance to explain his situation.
Jetmore and back. I was traveling all the way up and back prior because they had vehicle issues.
Where do you live, Mr. Cook?
Syracuse.
And Mrs. Cook, you live where?
In Ellis.
Ellis to Syracuse? That's a hike.
Yeah.
Okay. And Ms. Harper, do you have the proposed child support worksheet?
Yes, Your Honor.
Can you share that with me?
I can. Give me just one moment and I'll email it.
Okay.
Sorry, I apologize. There's a glare. I was trying to sit away from the sun, but every way I sit, there's a glare in the camera.
All right, Judge, I just emailed that.
Tyler explains that the new calculation would increase his monthly child support by about $250. For him, that increase is significant. He tells the judge that the cost of living has risen dramatically. Gas prices, food, and everyday bills are becoming harder to manage. On top of that, Tyler must travel long distances just to see his children. He says balancing his financial responsibilities while maintaining a relationship with his kids has become extremely difficult.
And there it is.
The judge begins asking questions about Tyler's travel arrangements. Tyler explains that he currently drives about an hour and a half to 2 hours each way to meet halfway for parenting time. Previously, he drove the entire distance because of vehicle issues on the other side. When the judge hears that Lydia lives in Ellis and Tyler lives in Syracuse, he recognizes that the distance between them is significant. Travel costs, especially with rising fuel prices, can quickly become a serious financial burden.
And as far as the travel right now, you're each traveling halfway.
Yes.
Correct, as of right now.
Okay. Are there any other unusual expenses?
I have a loan that I am paying on. It's $641 a month. It is a loan for my tools from when I mechanicked. I am still paying it off.
To fully understand the situation, the judge asks the court officer to share the official child support worksheet. This document calculates support based on income, expenses, and parenting arrangements. Tyler mentions another financial burden. He is still paying a loan of $641 per month for mechanic tools he bought years ago. However, because he no longer works as a mechanic due to a rotator cuff injury, the judge explains that the court cannot treat that loan as a work-related expense.
The monthly amount divided into your monthly income. Yeah, for 2 kids, it's right at 25%, and that is pretty standard.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the loan for the tools, I assume that's for you to work.
It was. I tore my rotator cuff and I haven't mechanicked in probably 3 years.
So I can't give you a discount for that. If you're splitting the travel time, there's no discount for that.
What about prior for when I was traveling? It was like almost a full.
Child support calculations follow strict legal formulas. For 2 children, the typical guideline amount is about 25% of a parent's income. The judge explains that personal debts and financial decisions usually cannot reduce child support obligations. Even though Tyler faces real financial pressures, the law focuses on ensuring that children receive consistent financial support from both parents. The judge carefully reviews the worksheet to determine whether any legitimate adjustments can be made.
Whole year of traveling, the whole way up and back.
And what was the actual cost to you?
It was, for me, in my vehicle personally, it was $400 a weekend in gas, traveling up and back every 2 weeks.
Mrs. Cook,
Yes.
your views on this.
Yes, I mean, he did have to travel, most of the way because I had a vehicle that wasn't. I mean, I would give him gas money as much as I could, but there wasn't a lot that I could give. I personally, I do not know what he makes. I mean, that's not, as I say, that's not my business anymore. I don't want to make it any harder on him, but I also, want the kids to be taken care of, the best between both of us as we can.
Right.
I don't want to make it where he's not able to make a living either, but it's difficult for everybody.
And how often did you make the trip last year, Mr. Cook?
When Lydia is asked for her perspective, she acknowledges that Tyler previously traveled most of the distance to see the children. She says she sometimes tried to help with gas money, although she admits it wasn't always much. Lydia also makes it clear that she does not want to make life harder for Tyler. At the same time, she emphasizes that their children need financial stability. In her view, both parents should contribute as fairly as possible to their upbringing.
Every 2 weeks, the first, third, and fifth weekends of the month, if there was a fifth weekend of the month. And then during the summer, she had them the second and fourth weekends, and I travel them up. And on the holidays through the summer for when she got them.
Ms. Harper, for 1 year, let's give Mr. Cook a $75 deduction for long distance parenting time.
Judge, do you mean that you want the child support worksheets, one to be effective from March 1st of 25 until next year, February, and then a second child support worksheet, February of next year ongoing?
Yes.
After reviewing the details, the judge decides to recognize Tyler's past travel expenses. As a compromise, the court grants Tyler a $75 monthly credit for long-distance parenting time. This credit will temporarily reduce his child support payments for 1 year. The adjustment acknowledges the extra financial burden he carried while traveling long distances to see his kids.
To credit the extra cost he incurred last year, let's give him a $75 a month credit this year for 1 year.
Okay.
Okay. So that would be what, $819 at the bottom?
Yes, 819.
And that's just for 1 year, Mr. Cook.
Okay.
And then next year, they'll redo the worksheet
Okay.
and it'll probably go back up to that amount. Okay?
Okay.
Anything else today, Miss Harper?
Judge, quick clarification. Are you wanting a brand new child support worksheet done next year, or do you just want me to prepare a second child support worksheet now to be effective once February ends?
Are you in the habit of looking at their income from year to year, or just, I mean, if it doesn't change, then all you would need to do is add the 75 back in.
So we only look at their income when we receive a request for modification of child support.
Okay. Then just next year, then then take out the $75 credit for long distance and take it back up to the $894, unless either of you have a material change of circumstance with your income.
Okay.
Good.
Okay.
Sir, we'll put that in the order.
Okay.
Okay.
Anything
Thank you.
in today, Ms. Harper?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Cook?
No, sir, I'm good.
Ms. Cook?
No, sir.